Welcome to Module 6 of the Author Your Brand series. One of my personal favorites is this module. I'm a visual learner, like a lot of people. I love looking at book covers, and so we're going to spend a lot of time on analyzing the do's and don'ts of book covers and what is the psychology behind them. Why does somebody look at one cover and not another? What goes through their head at a deep level, even a subconscious level, in order to get them to go, wow, this is something that I need to read. Let's get started. Welcome to Module 6, my all-time favorite, Look, Don't Read, creating covers that stop people dead in their tracks. The reason this is one of my favorites personally, in case you really care, is because I'm a visual learner and I love book covers. I really love good book covers. And ones that are not so good, I cannot stand them. It makes me sad to see somebody with a decent content in their book with a crappy cover. So I spend a lot of time on fine-tuning lines, colors, images, layout, and the title, how it interacts with the design. There's a lot here. We have a completely, probably about 3 times the content in our premium version of the membership program on covers. It's that important to me, and it's that important to you because, as you know, people judge a book by its cover. So, Interruption. Does that cover interrupt your mindset? It was one of Time's all-time most controversial magazine covers with this toddler on this mom's breast suckling, okay? So obviously, does the cover stand out? Does it offend someone? And will it solve a problem? When it comes to covers, the first thing we're talking about is interruption. We are bombarded with literally tens of thousands of marketing messages and images on a daily basis. You can't go to a sporting event nowadays and not see at least 100 different marketing messages in any sport you see out there, whether it's the Jumbotron, the shirts, the hats, on the floor and everywhere, on the drink cups. There's marketing messages just bombarding our senses. Your book cover is a marketing message. It has to stand out amongst not only hundreds and hundreds of other book covers, but thousands of other marketing messages. It's got to stand out. And one way it can stand out, I'm sorry to say it, but it's just true, one way it can stand out, you don't have to do this, but it can offend a small portion or a large portion of society. And that causes controversy, that causes conversation, and it gets you noticed. The other thing is that it has to interrupt somebody. You have to know that your title and your cover might want to solve a problem. Are you mom enough? Why attachment parenting drives some mothers to extremes. And that's going to get people to say, what is this about? That's a curiosity approach right there, but the problem is going to be answered inside the pages. Attention. Focusing on a single, unique, and describable individual. Here's getting your attention. Okay, after you've interrupted somebody, it doesn't mean you got their attention, it just means you interrupted them. After I'm interrupted, do I have your attention for more than a second? That's what attention means. Here's an attention-grabbing cover from actually somebody I've actually met. Cooking with Pooh. And yeah, what's for dinner here? In Thailand, this is actually a lady who lives there, and her name is Pooh. That's her name. So her book cover her title is called Cooking with Pooh. And that's just a play on words, but guess what? This cover has won so many awards. It's amazing. It's not fancy, it's not extravagant. Oh, and the awards that she won was obviously the weirdest book cover or title. But after you've interrupted somebody, that only lasts a split second. You have to grab their attention, which means I'm going to focus on something or someone for more than a split second. Boom, you've interrupted me. Now I want to know, my brain says, what was it? Is it a threat? Is it something that's going to help me or hurt me? So this is going to help me or hurt me? I don't know. I'm just confused, which is also used for grabbing attention. Help you, hurt you, or curious. I'm just curious what it is. If there's curiosity, that's a good start. That's one way to grab someone's attention. I'm curious. What does that mean? My mind is curious. My mind wants to solve puzzles. Our brain actually is wired to solve puzzles. It's designed to There's a thing called affirmations you've probably heard about. Hey, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm terrific, I'm abundant. Say that to yourself every single day. That's an affirmation. My friend Noah St. John took that one step further. He calls them affirmations when you pose it in a question form. Not, I am happy, I'm healthy, I'm terrific, I've lost 20 pounds, whatever it is. No, he puts it in a question form. Why am I happy? Why am I healthy? Why am I terrific? Why did I lose 20 pounds this month? When you ask yourself a question, the brain is incapable of it's incapable of not answering the question, number one. And if it doesn't have the answer, it starts to solve it. What does this mean? I got to figure this answer out. Why did I lose 20 pounds? I don't know. What did I do? Oh, I started thinking like a healthy person. So when it comes to a book cover, you can ask a question in your book cover without being direct. Here's one that I really, really like. Crazy, sexy cancer. Now there's a juxtaposition of words there that makes your mind go, huh? Sexy cancer? What the heck is this? Chris Carr has a best-selling book and a brand and an image and products to go with this based on a title which just rocks. Crazy, sexy cancer. It causes a question, and I want to know the answer to this question. How can cancer be crazy? Yeah, I can figure that out. How can cancer be sexy? I got to know what she's talking about here. I got to open this book up and learn about it. Our brain must resolve and solve that kind of puzzle. There's a book of baseball here, and this is the way it works in book covers. First base is the interruption. We discussed that. Then the attention. I got your attention either through curiosity or through being clever. But the third base is the solution. And all these things should be done visually. If the 7 habits for highly effective people interrupts me, and it poses a question, and it answers it right there. All right, it gives everything right in the front and back cover. Here is a question, turn it over, here's the answer. Now, if you want the details, you got to open the whole book up and read it, of course. They're not going to be the entire solution on just the front and back cover. It'd be a very short book. But the mind thinks visually. So the better you can do your imaging, your branding, and your interruption, and your attention with pictures, the better. The brain works in pictures. If I say the word pink elephant, you don't think the words pink elephant, you think visually of an elephant that's pink. So since our mind thinks visually, you should be writing with pictures. When you go to your back cover, which is the second most important words of your book, will be on your back cover. We talk about the first base, second base, third base being the interruption, attention, solution. After that, we got, okay, I've got the third base. How about getting that home run? I'm going to get someone to take some action. One of those actions could be to turn my book over and read the back cover. A better action would be to actually win the game, which is to buy my book. After you've bought a book, all right, let's take a look at the statistics here. Half the books that are purchased are never even opened. Half the ones that are opened are never finished. That means for every 4 people that buy your book, only one's going to really read it. Out of those that read it, how many of them are going to take the action to give you the division series, man, and give you the referral, or give you the World Series and tell more than one person about it? The better you are at designing all these elements, your positioning, the interior, the front cover, the back cover, and your words, the more likely you will be to hit a home run, win the game, the series, and the whole shooting match. So take a lot of time on these elements here and focus and get feedback on all of them. Once your cover's done, you're going to need more than just one cover. You're going to need at least 3 or maybe 4 different covers for your book. I encourage people to have a hardcover book as well as softcover, which of course the hardcover has flaps, the softcover does not, so you want some extra copy inside of that. You'll also need a digital version of your book. The digital version, of course, is for your Kindle or iPad or perhaps even a Nook if you're going to go down that road. But a digital version, a thumbnail version of your book might not have the same elements as your soft hardcover copy because it's such a small image on the computer screen that you don't want to clutter it up. And of course, the fourth version would be a 3D render for any product sales or any websites you have. A 3D render or an actual 3D picture of your book is also acceptable here. Conclusion is that the marketing of your book begins with your cover. It begins and really doesn't end there. No, it doesn't say that. It begins with your cover. Your front cover has got to be kick butt, man. You've got to have a really deep dive into your reader's mindset. I chose this cover to conclude this module with because I happen to love it. Disney U. Now this goes, let us describe this in a minute. This goes through my brain, and hopefully your brain, at least 3 levels. Number 1, the word Disney. Everyone's got a visual in their mind when they think Disney, right? I'm thinking Disney World, Disneyland, Mickey Mouse, happiest place on earth. Maybe it's a small world, whatever. But Disney is a happy thought for most people. Then I see the big U written in collegiate. Collegiate, Disney U, university. University? Oh, I think of homework and tests and all-nighters and coffee and studying and term papers. My brain has 3 thoughts all at once. Not all at once, but in sequence. Disney, happy, university, work. Combine it? What? Disney, happy, university, work. Combine them. How? So that juxtaposition of play and work in basically a word and a letter is brilliant to me. But then I went one step beyond that. The letter U, also in our brain, is the word you. So it's Disney U, like Y-O-U. Like, this could be me, I could be Disney. And then, of course, all this questions going on either consciously or subconsciously in our brains. Thank goodness there's a subtitle on this book cover. Otherwise, I have to pick it up. But that's okay. Either way, either it's on the back cover, on the front cover, the answer to the question is, what is Disney U? Well, it's how Disney University develops the world's most engaged, loyal, and customer-centric employees. How can I get that too? How can I have engaged, loyal, and customer-centric employees? I guess I should buy this book. So that's a deep dive into the mindset of why this title and this font, and this color for that matter, works for this book. When you get some ideas for your cover and your title, don't just go with your first instinct. Go ahead and test them. We generally run Facebook polls or SurveyMonkey polls to see which titles work. And when in doubt, be bold and cut out fluff. The less is more idea works really well with covers. And the more you can do juxtapose opposing images, words, and brands, the more the brain stops, takes notice, and says to itself, what's going on here? Which is the whole purpose of a cover. That's it for this module. One of my favorites are deep, super deep dive into covers and psychology is included in our premium version of this course. Highly encourage you to get that if you're a mind to. And we'll go on to the next module in a moment here. And I wanted to also encourage you, no matter what your level of involvement with us, to join our tribe, our membership, and come give us send us your covers, your titles.